Hey, what is up everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Poketrainer Ed, and today we will be talking about what I believe is one of the most affordable yet good return on investments you could make with Pokemon trading cards, and that's the Pokemon Battle Academy. For today's video, we will be talking about the Pokemon Battle Academy. We'll be talking about its contents, what you can find inside of it, and how much the actual value is you can get from the different cards you can find inside. I know most people think that if you get, these sets where they already have ready-made decks, it's usually not a very good deal for what you invest in buying the product. But this specific one, I think, and we'll be evaluating it later, can really give you a good return on investment, especially if you keep it for the long term. And we'll be explaining why throughout the video. So first, what we want to do is we're going to open this up and we're going to see what's inside. Seeing what's inside, we have first a board where you can play Pokemon trading cards. While I know now most people are actually just like collecting and investing, and not many people are actually still buying the cards to play with. But once in a while I like to play with my friends, and it's still very fun. It brings me back to my childhood. And inside we have 3 guides on how to play the game, which is the main purpose of this Battle Academy. We also have GX and damage counters. We have a really big coin. It's a really nice coin with Pokemon in this set featured. It's Mewtwo, Charizard, and Pikachu. And then, of course, we have our 3 decks, which we'll be looking at one by one. So this is the Pikachu. We have a Charizard. And we have a Mewtwo. Okay, so next what we want to do is we're going to look inside the decks and try to value each of the cards that are, worth valuing. So first we have here our Fire deck, or our Charizard deck, and we're just going to open that up. Okay, there we have it. Our Charizard GX card right at the front. So this Charizard GX card, what really makes this deck unique, I will say, is this sticker we have over here. So most of the cards, not all of the cards in the Pokemon Battle Academy are already from previous sets. But I think what's going to make these cards stand out is this unique stamp over here, down there. And each of the cards in the Battle Academy has that stamp. And that stamp is really what's going to differentiate these cards. So this Charizard GX card in the market goes for $9.99 for a near mint. So that's already pretty good. You can get a Pokemon Battle Academy for anywhere between $15 to $20 at MSRP. There are definitely places selling it for much more. We know that the market for Pokemon cards right now is really crazy, so there's definitely going to be places selling it for more than $20. But if you go to places like GameNerds.com, GameStop, and we'll put links in the comment section, they often restock. Sometimes you might find they're out of stock, but you just have to keep checking, and they do often restock. So you can definitely get it from these websites for a much more affordable price. I've checked online, and if you just this April, this sold a CGC 9 for this Charizard GX sold for $66. So that's already way beyond the value of the Battle Academy. And one thing I want to say about that as well is that most of these cards for the printing for Battle Academies are actually not that bad. They're pretty good. I mean, you will have this card. You can see that the printing's pretty good, the quality's pretty good. It's not like a lot of the booster packs being released right now where you can tell they're being rushed. So as long as it's a fresh pull and you take care of the card, I think the chances of it getting a good grade is actually pretty high. So far, I think what we can say is like Pokemon Battle Academy really seems to be a really good investment, and we're just starting looking at the cards here. So that's a Charizard GX. And then let us look through this deck. for any cards might be of value. But and let's enter. We have two piles running right now. We have this one and this one, and one definitely is more valuable. So let's start with this Charizard. So this is a rare Charizard, and once again, I want to point out that there's that stamp again. All these cards once again have that stamp, and this Charizard's value at resale right now is at $4.99, around $5. So if you think about it, the Charizard we got a while ago, plus this one at $5, $15, you practically already made up the cost of buying this whole set already. And on average, I would say if you get this, looking at the market right now between CGC and GMA grades, between 9 to 10, the average value is around $40. So once again, with a while ago, it was like $66 getting that full art Charizard graded, and then this one, another $40. That brings you up to $100 already. So, but just between these two cards, you're already making 3 digits on this set. And one thing I do want to say is, like, I don't want to encourage people to buy these and then flip them. I want to encourage people who actually enjoy the game. This is actually a really nice way to learn and enjoy the game for a lot of people who have just been collecting. One thing some of my friends have done is actually that they would pull out the GX card, go ahead and get it graded, and just replace it with an image from the internet. Like, they would keep it on their phone, and they can continue to play the game even if they've had the GX card graded. Next is the Flareon. So we have 2 Flareons actually, and the Flareon at resale right now can be sold for around $3 on if you check websites like eBay. But there are 2, so that comes up to like $6. The Moltres, we have 1 Moltres, and the Moltres you can actually find for around $2 on eBay. A graded Moltres comes to around $19. So once again, that Moltres is a GMA 10, and if you notice, I'm mostly referring to CGC and GMA. It's because we do know there is a backlog right now with PSA and Beckett, and with that, there hasn't been a lot of trading or like transactions going on in the market for graded cards like these coming from PSA or Beckett. And next, let's take a look at the other cards we have here. These are mostly Charmander and Charmeleon. And if you check, I'm not going to add these to the actual cost when we tally these up in this video, but we have 4 Charmanders and 3 Charmeleon cards here. And these can go for easily around $1 at resale value. And these are 7 cards, that's easily $7. So I don't know, I would say we've just been through one of all 3 decks, and this set's already giving us a lot of returns. But let's take a look at the full art Raichu and the full art Mewtwo as well. Okay, next we're gonna do the Psychic deck, or the Mewtwo deck. Let's open that up. Wow, okay, this Mewtwo card is beautiful. So we have a Mewtwo card, and looking at the value of this Mewtwo card, you can sell it in the market as is for $5 if it's in near mint condition. But the average price, if you're going to get graded between CGC 9, 9.5, 10, and GMA 10, would come up to around $25. So the Mewtwo card in itself is also worth a lot. But the thing about the Mewtwo deck is that there's not actually any other cards in this deck that are particularly worth a lot. It's so nice to open like a fresh pack of cards. It's like they're just, you can tell if a card is new. And then another Mew. I think there is actually one more Espeon here, if we can find it. Espeon, there we go. And that's it. I think all the other cards are not of much value. So these cards are comparable to the Charizard decks Charmander and Charmeleon. One of these can go for around $1 each also. That's another $4 for you coming from the Psychic deck. And lastly, but definitely very exciting, it's our Pikachu deck. And what's inside the Pikachu deck is actually not a Pikachu GX, but rather a Raichu GX. And this Raichu GX goes for around $3.5 for a fresh pull near mint on eBay. So, but if you actually get this graded, the average value comes out to around $21. So there's more value right there here in the Pikachu deck. And then if we want to look at the other cards here, I like the Buzz, you have Alolan, Raichu, then we have Pikachu. We are another Pikachu. So much Pikachus. Okay, so let's look at the value of these. So Pikachu cards and Raichu cards are always known to be, there's always some good value in them. And we have 4 Pikachu cards, 2 Alolan Raichu cards, and then the Pikachu cards don't go that much more than the Charmander or Charmeleon cards. They actually go for $1.5 on eBay. But if you do get them graded, you can get them for as much as $23.5 for each one. So we have 4 here, and if it gets a really good grade, you could get it at $23.5. And then Alolan Raichu, you can sell a fresh pull near mint on eBay for around $2 each. So that gives you $4 with the 2 Alolan Raichus we have here. But if you get these graded, you can get them for around you can sell them for around $16 each. So there you go, that's around $32 if you get a good grade on both of these. And I know one thing you're all thinking is that, how do we know if we're gonna get a good grade? Like, there is no assurance that these cards are we're gonna get a good grade on these cards, and that's very much true. But like I mentioned earlier, a lot of these cards are actually in really good condition inside the Battle Academy. And another thing is that, there's so many cards that you could possibly grade. And if you actually get most of these cards graded that I pointed out, I wouldn't be surprised if some of them came back with a perfect grade or like an almost perfect grade. And, if we'll show it again later in the video, but like if you've been adding up, even if you don't get any of these cards graded, the market actually has the price of each individual card from this set very high. And it's not very hard to get the Pokemon Battle Academy. I've been to Target a few times, seen a lot of them in the shelves. They're not like booster packs that, are very sought after, especially by flippers or scalpers, because on one hand, it's not as instant a return because there's not a big supply issue on these. And another thing is that because there is this unique stamp on these cards, I would say that eventually it's going to be really hard to get your hands on these cards, especially because they're being sold in such a way that they want people to play with these cards, right? And if people are going to play with these cards, it's going to be hard to find them at near mint. So everyone, just to summarize all that information, I recommend getting the Pokemon Battle Academy. From the 3 decks you get inside, I recommend getting 13 of the cards graded. That's the Charizard GX, the Charizard card, 2 Flareon cards, a Moltres, and then you have the Mewtwo GX, you also have the Raichu GX, you have 2 Alolan Raichus, and then you have 4 Pikachus. So that's 13 cards in total. And honestly, even if you don't get these cards graded, you can get all of these, you can resell all of these cards in the secondhand market today for $42. That means it's already you're getting 2 times the value of how much you spent on the Pokemon Battle Academy. While I'm not encouraging people to, flip these cards, the point I'm trying to make is that the value of these cards is a lot when the value of each individual card inside is already 2x. That means it has a lot of potential for the long term. And when we're looking at grading these cards, to date, these cards have been selling very high at a graded price, and you can actually get around $330 if all these cards get if all these 13 cards get a very decent grade. And that's already making 16 times the $20 you would need to invest in Pokemon Battle Academy. And I personally will be holding on to these cards. I think it's really interesting how, the stamp on these cards is making the value of it just much more valuable in the market. I guess what's most important for me is that the cards are actually really beautiful. More than anything, you know, we talk about how much you can make from Pokemon cards, how fun it is to collect, how much the investment can grow over time. But at the end of the day, you gotta enjoy the hobby. And me opening this Battle Academy today really made me realize how beautiful a lot of these cards are. Thank you everyone for watching this week's video. I'm Poke Trainer Ed, and I hope this video really helped a lot of people who, you know, don't really have that much of a budget but want to start their Pokemon card investing or collecting. I know it definitely helped me. I've been finding Pokemon card prices in the market right now just way too expensive, and this has been a great way for me to still participate in the hobby, participate in investing in the hobby without necessarily, you know, breaking my wallet. So once again, don't forget to hit subscribe, don't forget to like this video, comment, share it with a friend. I would really appreciate that, and watch out for next week's video. Thanks and have a great day.